Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to Rise Up After Dark. Welcome back to another Wednesday, July 1st this time, or whenever you are, wherever you're listening. We're so glad you're here with us, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the BYOB DYOR show where we let our hair down. We talk a little crap about the crypto industry, and of course, we answer your questions with our expert friends and guests. I'm Evan, he's Alex, he's Will, and tonight we are excited to be joined by the first time by our friend Ryan. Please welcome Head of Research at Bitwise, Mr. Ryan Rasmussen. Welcome to Rise Up After Dark. How you doing, Ryan?
Hey, doing very well, guys. Excited to be here with you.
Man, thanks for making time. Quick housekeeping rules. Every time you hear this sound, Ryan, it means that somebody speaking or somebody we're speaking about has received a point, and every time you hear this sound, somebody speaking or somebody we are speaking about has lost a point. You want to win points, you don't want to lose points, and at the end of the night, somebody who wins the most points will get a lot of applause, a couple of extra and all of our admiration and bragging rights until next week. It's a lot of fun, and if you're listening along at home and you want to give somebody a point, let me know. And one more time for the folks listening in the future, the place you got to go if you want our attention, have a conversation, get to know us, that kind of thing, it's community.rumshq.com. We would love to see you there. Okay, we're getting started a little late. That's why I flew through the intro, but how are you guys tonight? And Ryan, especially you, man, are you well? Tell the people who you are, what you do when you're not hanging out with us.
Doing well. I've come here to collect as many points as possible. Very excited for this. There we go. Starting off on a hot note. Doing well.
He already gets one.
Yeah,
I'm already behind. We just started. Damn, he's good.
This is the way.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Rasmussen. I run the research team at Bitwise Asset Management. We're one of the world's largest crypto asset managers. We have 70-something different products across a suite of ETFs, staking solutions, vaults, private funds, you name it, we got it. And we've been around for a decade navigating the space in crypto. And I'm here to talk to you and everyone watching about what's the latest happening in the market, how we're seeing things. We work a lot with institutional investors, so think hedge funds, financial advisors, sovereign wealth funds, central banks. Those are the typical clients that we face off with. So we kind of try to bring the knowledge from what we're seeing and learning there and share it with the broader investing public, and then from there they can decide how they're seeing the market.
And so, Ryan, how did you personally, before we start talking about Bitwise and the company and kind of whatever you do in the space and all that kind of stuff, how about yourself? How did you first get into crypto? How'd you get to Bitwise? What's your story?
Oh man, this is, I always enjoy kind of going down this memory lane. My experience outside of crypto was in wealth management. I worked for a very large asset manager for nearly a decade in a variety of corporate finance roles. So planning, analytics, mergers and acquisitions, reporting, budgeting, forecasting, all of that stuff in traditional asset management space. And then somewhere around 2017, I started to get pretty into crypto, started down the Ethereum rabbit hole, and then it just spiraled, I would say, from there, and made the full-time jump a few years later, right around COVID, actually, when I realized I was spending all of my time thinking about crypto as a technology, as an asset class, where the financial industry was headed. At the same time, seeing how a large asset manager worked, I could see that across the financial stack, there was a lot of room for innovation and disruption. And so crypto really piqued my interest for those reasons, and because I was a big believer in a decentralized internet. Things like stablecoins, decentralized finance really fired me up and got me excited about the future of technology. And so I found Bitwise at the time where they were looking for their first research analysts. Actually joined as a DeFi analyst in early 2021 when we were about 25 people, and have been there now for over 5 years, run the research team, as I mentioned, and we're about 200 people now and around 10 billion in assets under management. And of course, there's been some ups and downs along that ride, but it's been exciting.
Yeah. So it was Ethereum that first kind of got the crypto bug bite on you, or
yeah, it was. I learned about Bitcoin early on because friends of mine were using Silk Road for
Totally
things-
legitimate
Totally.
reasons.
Totally
yeah,
normal things.
yes, things to help them with their studies and energy levels and such in college, and or friends that were playing online poker, right, and using Bitcoin kind of as a means to get in and out of these poker.
Could you imagine how big
platforms.
those hands would be today? Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's got to be really depressing for the folks that bet it all on poker or blackjack. But if they would have just held it, they'd be multimillionaires right now. So, but no, I learned about Bitcoin. I thought this is cool, but it didn't really speak to me. Like I kind of was like, I don't think I get it, and I'm not that interested in it. That was obviously short-sighted, and I wish I wouldn't have taken that approach. But then when I saw Ethereum, I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is software that could really change the world and disrupt the way that all of these traditional platforms and networks work, and put the power in the hands of users and entrepreneurs and communities. And that was the thing that really got me interested in the crypto space. And so I went down the Ethereum rabbit hole, which leads to a bunch of fun different places, and then over time explored other ecosystems and have done got caught up in NFTs and in that craziness, have experimented with meme coins, have explored DeFi, Hyperliquid, Solana, all that stuff, have come around obviously on Bitcoin many years ago now, but many years too late at the same time.
Yeah, Ryan, it was I was listening to Brandon's podcast Exit Liquidity, where I was introduced to you and your colleague, a gentleman whose name I can't remember. But when I was listening to your guys' chat, I had heard about Bitwise. I can't say I knew too much about you all, though. And I knew like you had an ETF product, and that was about all I really kind of knew. And I had put you all in the category of some of the suits. And as I listened to you speak, and as I listen to you speak now, I'm just like, oh my God, they're one of us. Like they're us. like the crypto degeneracy blood flows well and strong throughout the veins of Bitwise. And I was like, oh wow, like no, this group's different. And then I wanted to start researching you guys and wanted to get a chance to have a conversation with you all here, because that made me think, oh, I think Bitwise is different, like very different than who I thought they were. And it certainly seems to be the case. And so question to you, for other people who may not be too familiar with Bitwise, why would somebody want to explore Bitwise if they're, like a lot of our audience are newer people to crypto, and we have a lot of people who are some DeFi degens and, like really in the trenches, and people who are builders across a whole bunch of different ecosystems and the like. But for a lot of people who are just getting started, like why would they want to start exploring Bitwise for their first few steps into crypto as opposed to a lot of the other options that exist out there?
Yeah, well, I think that's a really good question. At Bitwise, we started solely as a fund manager, an asset manager. We launched the world's first and largest crypto index fund. And then over the years, we've expanded into all kinds of different investment vehicles. We run staking solutions across 30 different networks: Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Hyperliquid, a bunch of others. We run vaults and tokenized funds as well. So we really do span the crypto asset and kind of crypto infrastructure and service provider stack. Now with that, I will say the reason that I think people can start with Bitwise is first and foremost, and of course I'm biased here as the head of research, but our research and content that we make free and available on our website for anyone to read is really aimed at education first and helping investors understand how to approach crypto, how to think about crypto, even things like what is Bitcoin, why does it matter, how do you value Bitcoin, what are stable coins, etc. We approach things from education first. And then once you have your foundational education around the crypto industry and what's happening, right? Chainlink in plain English right there on screen. It's a breakdown, 4 pages on what Chainlink is and why it matters. Once you understand those things, then you can decide if you want to make an allocation or how you want to express your beliefs and what you think is going to happen to the market. And then we provide a menu of options to choose from if you want to invest with us. I will say not everybody is going to invest with an asset manager. Not everyone at Bitwise exclusively uses Bitwise products, for instance. I own crypto in a number of different ways, interact with crypto in a number of different ways beyond our funds and products. So we really do take an education first stance. And we've been here for a long time is the other thing I would say. we've navigated these bull and bear markets. I mentioned we were founded in 2017. Our founders come from technology backgrounds, and then they brought on executives from finance, whether it's ETFs or BlackRock or other asset management or finance companies. And from there, we've just continued to kind of add on both sides. We bring people from crypto and technology together, and we bring people from traditional finance together, and take the best of both worlds and try to bring that to the market. So education first, we try to marry the best from technology and finance, and we've navigated these bull and bear markets in the past. So I like to think we know what we're talking about. We also take a very long-term lens when it comes to crypto. We serve clients who are investing for decades rather than days. And so a lot of the way that we think about and write about and analyze the market is through the lens of long-term investing.
So you guys obviously have a ton of different products. I would imagine that you, in your role in research specifically, just thinking about other people who work in various research departments, you probably, I assume you cover everything, right? So you are looking at not only things that could potentially make new products in the future, or also continuing to vet things that are serving a role in some of the products that you guys already have to make sure you're comfortable with them continuing to stay in that. I assume it's kind of everything, and there's got to be a whole department with you, right?
Yeah, Alex, that's exactly right. So our team also manages all of our index operations, which includes writing index methodologies, evaluating which assets should or shouldn't be in our DeFi index or our crypto index or our equities index, deciding if we should launch new index funds or other products. And that's a lot of work. We have folks committed full time to that on our team. And then we, want to be the tip of the spear when it comes to supporting our clients and supporting our distribution team, investor relations team, and launching new products. And so we spend a lot of time focused on what's happening in the market. I think that if you're not, obsessed with crypto, it would be hard to be on the team because everyone is obsessed with it, and it would either get annoying or exhausting if you were.
Can you talk more about that, Ryan, in terms of how you select people to work with? If you've been there for a long time, like practically forever in crypto years. So talk about how you guys decide to scale, and then how you approach like the researcher's job, because we talk a lot on this show about that terrible phrase everybody always says, do your own research, do your own research. And I find that a lot of people are not well equipped to approach evaluating a speculative investment. And I'm just curious, like, what standards do you guys set? How do you teach that? How do you qualify people to make sure that they are fit to write an assessment about what Chainlink is, or put together an index portfolio or something like that? How's that work?
Yeah, so it's easier today than it was 4 or 5 years ago, because at least what we have now are folks that have spent a lot of time in the crypto industry and have gained crypto native experience. That could be at other asset managers or other crypto companies, or it could be through being entrepreneurs, working at other startups, et cetera, right? And so they can bring that crypto experience and that knowledge, which is really hard to build a base of crypto knowledge, because there's so much news flow and so much developments, and it moves so fast. Like, you either know what crypto kitties are or don't, or like you remember, Pudgy Penguins like mania back in 2021 and 2022, or you don't, or you understand how crazy it was, what was going on with Luna, Terra, and like have fun staying poor. Like, those things are hard to teach retroactively, right? But like, if you
but I'd love to see the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. The traditional, industry. Oh my God, what am I trying to say? Institutional level investors. But like, here's the crypto industry.
Welcome to your first day at Real Company. Let's talk about crypto dick butts.
About BitConnect.
Yeah. Oh my God, BitConnect, dude. I'm surprised that meme went away. It was so good. I'm surprised that it's not all over the timeline still.
I think a lot of memes will come back around when the bull market resumes.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah, you hide those in a memes folder and you just wait to unleash those back into the world. But no, so we have people that have that experience and that knowledge now that we can bring in, and I think that's very, very valuable. What's equally valuable, because it does take traditional analysis chops to be able to evaluate crypto assets for fundamentals. If you start thinking about DeFi protocols, or maybe it's Hyperliquid or Solana or other L1s, when you start to think about, okay, what do the fees mean? What does the revenue look like? What are their traditional kind of cost of goods sold or production expenses? How does that look in terms of earnings? How does that value accrue to the token or to the investor? Like, those are things and frameworks you can pull from traditional financial analysis and apply to crypto. It's a little bit complex. It's not directly one for one, but I think having that base is important to be able to be a strong analyst in the crypto space. And then having historic knowledge around these crazy events that have happened in crypto, what projects have risen and fallen, what projects have had staying power and why. And then seeing, because crypto does have this element of cycles, kind of seeing those things that rhyme with the past and interpreting them with how to inform clients or maybe how to inform product decisions. You know, oh, this thing promising double-digit yield hasn't worked out so well for crypto in the past. Why is it different this time? How should we think about it? What, you know, analogies can we use to help us understand how to approach this thing? Like, those are all important in historical knowledge, but I think you need the traditional asset management framework, or financial analysis framework, rather, I should say, to come into the space. Now, that said, outside of research, you know, ETF operations looks very similar here as it does at BlackRock or as it does at Global X or another ETF issuer asset manager. Same with like the financing and corporate treasury and accounting functions, right? It's traditional asset management. We may be dealing with digital assets, but it looks a lot the same once you filter through that. So I think we like to pull from crypto experience and finance experience is the answer there. And it's honestly difficult to find people that have both of those experiences who haven't made a ton of money and want to retire already, or like can retire already. Like,
people make money here.
Yeah,
you guys are getting paid.
It's funny because we were scaling up the team in like 2021. This was like late bull market 2021. We were looking to hire a few analysts, and like the people that we wanted to hire had clearly just made so much money in NFTs and in other things that they were like, yeah, no, I don't actually need this job. Like, I'd love to work with you guys, but I don't need to work 40 hours a week, right? We had people who made a lot of money leave and were able to retire or semi-retire, right? And so that's also a weird nuance here.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, wasn't me, obviously.
I was going to say, you were down bad. You and Matt Hogan and whoever else is hanging out are down bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You made a lot of money. You just care so much. And are
Yeah.
so deeply passionate about Bitwise that you're staying.
That's true.
That's what I keep telling people.
Yeah.
Okay, on the other side of that, where I thought Evan might have been taking it. So you said a couple of magic words that we really enjoy talking about. You said earnings, revenue. I don't know what either of those things mean with regards to crypto, but I'm curious, as you guys are evaluating things that may eventually make it into a Bitwise product or have and are trying to stay there.
Great question.
Do you guys have like a set, and you know, I understand if you can't give me all of the different ways the sausage is made, but like a different set of criteria depending on the project? Do you delineate between like different niches, wherein if you have something that is like, you know, the token belonging to a DEX versus something like a Bitcoin versus something like an ecosystem like Ethereum or AVAX or something like that? You know, how do you guys keep track of whether or not they're meeting all of their different benchmarks to like stay in a product that you guys put your name behind?
Yes. Well, it's a really good question. Happy to answer it. It was really manual 3 or 4 years ago. It's at least less manual today because you have data infrastructure built up around the crypto industry, which is really, really nice. That said, the way to think about it is that our indexes that we run, whether it's the Bitwise 10 crypto index, which is top 10 crypto assets weighted by market cap, or it's a crypto equities index, for instance, top 30 publicly traded crypto companies, they mirror the same kind of structure as traditional indexes that investors might use to get exposure to stocks or specific sectors within stocks. So if you think about the S&P 500, right, that's top 500 US-based companies ranked by market cap with a bunch of other criteria around liquidity, and there's buffer rules in terms of how many days it has to trade above a certain threshold relative to the asset that's leaving the index. There's issues around custody and exchanges that it trades on and things like that. And we compile all of that into an index methodology that we then screen these assets through month after month after month. So it is systematic. And you do look at things that you would look at in traditional indexes, whether it's the NASDAQ or the S&P or something else. And then when you get to a sector level, like DeFi, for instance, we have a DeFi index. We have an NFT index. We launched the world's first crypto NFT index. It hasn't done that well, but it's there still. right? And you start to look at these individual sectors, say, okay, well, in the world of decentralized finance, for instance, what are the 100 assets or so, top 100 assets by market cap? And then you start to filter things through the index. Okay, well, how many of those are supported by the US-based custodians that we need to use? Okay, then the world gets smaller. Then how many of those have sufficient liquidity that you could enter and exit positions if you needed to, or during typical rebalance periods? Then the world gets smaller, and you continue to go through there, and then you end up with this pool of eligible assets, and use kind of the rules in the index methodology to figure out how much to buy of each and how to weight it. So it's a rules-based approach, which is very similar to traditional indexing and traditional investing for majority of our indexes. We do run a couple active products. That's more of our portfolio management team who is really evaluating things like implied volatility and options markets to try to generate income on positions for whales and stuff like that. That's a little bit more nuanced, and they are very much traders who have worked on Wall Street for 25 years, and they just apply the same framework to crypto assets as they do for traditional assets when it comes to selling calls, buying puts, and options trading.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, thanks for that. To everyone who can see Evan, who is frozen, we just got a notification when he goes, I just got a notification on my phone that Xfinity is doing work on the internet in my area, and that service might get disrupted. So
amazing.
For those of you,
great timing.
Some people might lose audio on TikTok also, so wonderful timing. But everyone here on the big screen can still see us. So
okay, well, just in case, for everyone watching this and for podcast land in the recording, if we do lose Evan, I will just flip over and host it from my side. I think we can do that without changing anything, and then I can restart a TikTok. So don't worry about it. We'll cover it, and everything on this side, Ryan, your side will be fine. You won't notice much of a hiccup. But,
no, and I still got your answer somehow miraculously through the ether and thought it was very good. So
I'm amazed we can hear you right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad to be with you.
Xfinity gets a gwump.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, that's how we think about building products, right? You take what's worked for decades of traditional finance and you apply it to this new asset class. Like the history of asset management goes back hundreds of years, and it's continued to evolve, and technology has continued to improve it every few decades in order to make products cheaper and more accessible. And that's just what crypto's doing as well. And I think it's a natural evolution of finance, asset management, and technology.
So Ryan, Alex, did you have an immediate follow-up? Because I was going to change topics slightly.
Take it away.
Okay, perfect. So Ryan, I didn't want to be, cognizant of your time here, and I definitely want to get your opinion on two things, because we're getting a lot of talk about Clarity, and also OpenUSD just made a big splash. And so Alex is our go-to expert for everything that is happening from a regulatory standpoint. And
I love Congress so much.
He loves Congress. It's the best.
It's so fun to talk about Congress.
Ever since that "How a Bill Is Made" song came out, he just went down that funnel. But I want to get your opinion on Clarity. We've been very much so documenting, by we I mean Alex, how all the bull posting that once Clarity is passed, it's all great, and that's the end of it, and that's just what's going to bring the markets back. And we're saying that's not necessarily the case. And also we're going through exactly what the process is for how the bill does get passed. And there's actually quite a number of things around it. So I want to get your opinion on two things around Clarity. One, how likely you think we could get it passed. Two, how useful it is to the crypto industry versus, in our opinion, more beneficial for like crypto companies, like your Coinbases and the likes, and potentially yourselves as well. And then I'd like to get your opinion on the message of all we need is the Clarity Act and the bull market's back. So I guess three things.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I both think it's really important that we get market structure legislation for crypto. I think it's unlikely that we see the Clarity Act pass this year before the midterms for several reasons. I think that's the case. And therefore don't expect it to pass in 2026. And I do think it matters for companies that are evaluating entering the crypto space or already in the crypto space. Now, that all said, we've been able to build the crypto industry collectively to a multi-trillion dollar asset class with some extremely large companies and networks and assets that span the entire globe. There are crypto companies in the S&P 500. All of that has happened without market structure legislation. And so while it's important and helpful, it's not the end all be all. I actually think figuring out whether it's going to pass or not and churning through that uncertainty is more important for emerging from this bear market than it actually passing itself. Now, it would be a positive catalyst for it to pass, in my opinion, but I don't think it's the only positive catalyst we need to, resume bull market trajectory. I also don't think it's failing is going to, be the final nail in the coffin for crypto. We will progress with or without clarity, but it's important. It also takes time. Like if it passes, it doesn't go into effect right away. If you think about the Genius Act, for instance, right, that passed last summer. It doesn't go into effect until next January. And right now the agencies are in the process of rulemaking so that companies can understand how to be compliant with the Genius Act once it goes live in January. This thing, I mean, as Alex probably knows, like this stuff gets drawn out literally over years. We're hyper focused on it right now, but I do believe that it's better to just have certainty on whether it will pass or not and churning through that. And it's a positive catalyst if it does. It's not as negative of a catalyst, in my opinion, as if it doesn't. The market's already assuming it doesn't, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely swinging in that direction. And I always have the same follow-up question to anyone who's trying to tell me that it's going to turn everything around. If they could just point out the piece of that bill that they think is going to like really move the needle, because I haven't found it, and I really don't want to read it again.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I don't want to read it. You did read it
several times. The ag version, the House version that passed last year, the new banking version, the proposals about how to merge the two, the first draft. Yeah,
he loves Congress.
Bless you for that difficult work. I would point.
It was really just rage. Like rage carried me through it because it's not my first time covering or like reading policy and legislation. For some reason, I do enjoy it, and I recognize it's like really hard to get through that stuff and like extrapolate what is actually trying to be communicated to us by reading a bill. It's not meant to be read like a book, but overall, it's just because it was driving me absolutely insane how many people are bull posting clarity who I would bet anything haven't read it. And I'm just like,
I love this.
Like we can do
this
better.
Image of Alex, like if I could see like the marked up version of his like Clarity Act drafts, he's like, this is terrible. Like these like giant red X's across pages. And
it's lots of little notebooks like this with just chicken scratch on, all of it.
I mean, I would point to the Genius Act and stablecoins as a good comparison to what I think will happen here. Now, the Genius Act, which was legislature for payment stablecoins, passed last summer. We mentioned it goes into effect in January of this next year. It's not like since it's passed, stablecoins have tripled in AUM or something like that, right? We've actually seen stablecoins largely stall out since the passage of the Genius Act. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to stop at 300 billion or wherever they're at today. I think, many forecasts put it in the multi-trillions in the relatively near term, but it takes time. And I think the same thing is true if market structure legislation passes in 2026 or 2027 or 2028, et cetera. It will take time for that to work its way through the system, but eventually it will provide guardrails for how to proceed. And that does keep some investors off the sidelines. We do speak to investors who say, I'm not going to invest in crypto right now, given where the price action and the sentiment is, knowing that there's this uncertainty thing around the Clarity Act that has like a coin toss odds of passing or failing, hanging in the balance over the next couple of months. We're just going to sit on the sideline and wait and see what happens. And so I think churning through that is pretty important.
Also, for folks on TikTok, I know the audio is going in and out. So if you head on over to Rums HQ or the Rise Up Morning Show on YouTube, you can also go to right now my personal Twitter page as well. You'll get the live stream there. It's also on Facebook too, but for most of you, I don't know, most people have YouTube. You can head over there. So apologies for the audio issues. Ryan, on the topic of stable coins, obviously the stablecoin world in the past 24, 36 hours has been shaken up a little bit. With OpenUSD hitting, not necessarily hitting the market just yet, but announcing their launch. I'm curious if you have any insight as to what kind of features and capabilities institutions, companies want from stablecoins. It looks like we're going to have a couple different flavors in the market. And personally, I mean, we all are of the opinion that the stablecoin future is probably going to have tens to hundreds to thousands of stablecoins. And you might be in a scenario where, you go and use one company, they just have their own stablecoin, and within their box, you use their stablecoin, right? And that's the kind of world that we imagine in the long run. But I'm curious if there are certain features that, some of the organizations you work with, say they really want or would benefit from for a stablecoin.
Yeah, well, I think, low margin businesses want stable coins to reduce their costs. If you think about the fees that are paid by credit card companies, or just global remittances or bank fees, et cetera, like stable coins bring that largely down to zero. And I think that's incredibly important for companies that are already on tight margins, whether it's the restaurant industry or another industry where you operate on tight margins. Your ability to take a 3% payment processing fee and bring it down to sub 1% is actually a really big deal for
It's a big deal.
Your bottom line. And so I think there's a lot of businesses that do business internationally, cross borders, in places where it's difficult to access traditional payment rails, and therefore they pay more to get that access. I think all of those companies want stable coins, and I think end users want stable coins because it will make it less expensive to use these products and services, et cetera. In general, it reduces things like counterparty risk when you use blockchains and remove intermediaries, and when you use stable coins and remove intermediaries. So there's reduced risk, which actually plays a big factor in financial transactions and things like that. There is reduced settlement time, which increases capital efficiency. Like there's all these benefits actually from stablecoins. So I think all kinds of businesses want stablecoins because it reduces costs, reduces risks, makes businesses more efficient, allows them to use their capital more productively, which is net positive for all these businesses. I think individuals, many in the US probably don't care about stablecoins if they're not like crypto enthusiasts, right? But there is tons of data in real world use cases of stablecoins in countries that have local fiat currencies that are being inflated away. Argentina, there's countries in Africa that have experienced this, and they turn to stablecoins to escape hyperinflation and actually save their money. There are folks who send money back home and they can avoid a 15-20% remittance fee from sending money in the US to their home country by using stable coins, and there's no delay. And the person who receives it gets it instantly without them having to pay a fee, right? And you can earn yield while this is all happening with yield-bearing stable coins, and you can take loans easier. Like there's all of these things you can do with stable coins. So, I think businesses will use them for all kinds of different purposes. I do believe that many companies and consumer-facing companies will have a version of their own stable coins. I think it will look like many of these companies that have versions of their own credit cards, their own loyalty programs. It'll just manifest itself in some kind of stable coin adjacent feature.
Do you happen to know by chance William Quigley?
I don't.
William Quigley is a good friend of the show. He's a co-founder of Tether, and he's the most appearing guest on the show. He's been on our show more times than it. We just love hanging out with him.
7 times?
Yeah, at least 7 times, maybe more. And he's immortalized forever on our soundboard in many, many ways.
You're total grifters.
And he was on the show this morning. And it was perfect. We couldn't have timed it better. It was totally serendipitous. It'd just been a while. We wanted to have him back. And I was thinking and talking to the guys, like, can you imagine a better person to have on the show the morning after the open standards announcement goes live than the co-founder of Tether? And now we're sitting here with you. And both of you, the reason I ask is because he shares that kind of, before Genius Act passed, he was like, here's what's going to happen. All these companies are going to have their own stablecoin. You're going to have Walmart, and you're going to have whatever, and you're going to have whatever. You're going to have their money inside your app. It might look different, whatever. And it's just so cool to get to be on such a day like today, a big news day, in conversation with people who have that kind of long-term perspective. And so I'm curious now for the second time today that we get to discuss it with somebody who's really been looking at this for a long time, to know what you think about Will's second question before you go. The OpenUSD thing. Sure, the future will have a lot of stable coins. Is this one as significant as all the posting, all the reacting, all the sign-offs from partners would make it seem?
We've seen so many like mega deals, including 100 or 150 plus companies in crypto land over the past decade. I think that they are typically overhyped, and it takes a lot of work and effort to coordinate that many different giant ships in the same direction and on the same path. And so I do think it's probably more of a news event than it is a fundamental change in the trajectory of stable coins. Now, that all being said, these are massive companies, right? Stripe is one of the biggest, fintech companies in the world. MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, BlackRock, Coinbase, that's 6 of the 140 companies. So they all did coordinate on this for a reason. I think we'll have to wait and see how it impacts the stablecoin market. I think none of it is bad. Like the news around stablecoins only brings more attention and awareness of stablecoins, which ultimately brings more users of stablecoins and more investment into stablecoin infrastructure. And that is good because this is runaway, innovative technology that is going to change the way money moves around the world. It's already happening at giant magnitudes. This will accelerate it, as will the Genius Act and stablecoin legislation. But what we're seeing, and I think what I would take away from this OpenUSD news event and development, is that crypto is entering the mainstream in a major way, and it's happening everywhere you look, whether it's stable coins or tokenization or prediction markets or ETFs or vaults and on-chain asset management or digital identity with WorldCoin. Like there's all of these things, agentic AI, that use some element of crypto technology. And I think that's the important takeaway here is that crypto's here to stay and entering the mainstream.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Beautiful.
Incredible soundboard.
Ryan, I know we're near the top of the time. You have a lot to give us here. But I wanted to go into a couple other more personal questions, which around like your usage of crypto, which is
I thought for sure you were gonna go like, what's your favorite color? Boxers or briefs?
Favorite color? Boxers or briefs? Yeah, exactly. More personal questions. When was your first kiss? No, not quite that. But I'm curious, like what blockchain environments have you kind of used more often? Have you explored Web3 gaming? I'm just curious, like where you where your Web3 footprint is, maybe the largest.
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. So I've used a ton of different blockchain networks and like wallets, and I have it's a nightmare because we have to report everything through our compliance system, and it takes me like hours every time we have to do this because I'm like, oh god, that's right, I like bridge to this one blockchain, and then I created this other wallet to do this thing, and I spent a lot of time in the Solana, Ethereum, and then of course by way of Ethereum base ecosystems. I messed around with Hyperliquid a good amount to my detriment, certainly. I was deep in NFTs. Like I mess around. I try not to anymore, but get pulled into them every once in a while with meme coins. Let's see what else.
You have to do like disclosures for your meme coin losses and your NFT forays and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's certainly been periods where I've like had to submit these disclosures, and it's like, oh, they're gonna fire me. Some of the either losses or names of these things aren't the things you should be most proud of. But
all in the name of research, though, right? That's all you have to tell them.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, these are expensive research lessons. I've tried to get reimbursed for some. They haven't gone for it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, submit them as company expenses,
Expense
right?
report.
Yeah. That one got rejected. But
Not ideal.
I have found crypto gaming like hard to use, and I don't know, like the user experience of crypto gaming when I have tried it. I'm not a big gamer in general, like so that is probably one thing, but I've always hit a wall before I've like really gotten into it on any of these crypto games. So I found that to be interesting, and a lot of my gamer friends who don't like crypto think crypto gaming is nonsense, and so those two things are hard to square for me in terms of like will it, won't it. But crypto's just part of my daily everyday life. Like I use Coinbase and Cash App, and my friends and I send stable coins around when we're settling things. It's just integrated in my daily life. And I think it's like that for a lot of folks at Bitwise. Like we have folks that are using test nets that are spinning up validators for new blockchains. Some of our team wrote the original kind of open source staking software that's used by the Ethereum Foundation, for instance. So, the crypto blood runs thick at Bitwise, and I might be, I'm probably more on the DGen side. I will say, like, people comment on that at work.
Fair.
Yeah, it's probably a fine line to walk. I don't consider myself a degenerate at all, but then when I look at some of the things I just like to play around and experiment, and I see some of the things in my wallet.
Evan,
I'm like,
you were in a log-a-dog hot dog on-chain eating competition.
Yeah.
This is true.
I'm pretty sure you're fairly degen.
There are quite literally more than 100 pictures of Evan eating 100 different hot dogs posted on the internet that he submitted for an on-chain hot dog eating contest, vibe coded by a now engineer over at Coinbase, who's a good friend of ours.
That app that Mashiste built did get him hired at Base. So
yeah,
dude,
I mean,
if you don't know about the hot dog sensation,
is diabolical.
Dude, I'm excited for the next season. He hasn't started this summer.
Let me just tell you, I'm going to pitch it. If you don't know, speaking of personal questions, are you a hot dog man? Even if you're not, you could win ETH this summer for taking a picture of yourself eating a hot. It's such a cool on-chain tool. It's like a way to prove socially that you did a thing, and it's kicking off the 4th of July. They are testing a new social experience too. Pix or it didn't happen, XYZ. You can put a dog on chain on Base, and they're going to give away like $150 this weekend to the people who give the most creative pictures. But I seriously won 0.75 ETH last summer for coming. I came in like second or third, first of all.
First cheated.
Someone cheated.
Someone cheated.
But you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff is all. I don't think that's very degenerate. I just think that's
I love that.
Suffered.
I've not heard of that and would love to see it. Also, 0.75 ETH was probably worth a lot more last summer, sadly.
But still,
it was.
It paid for the hot dogs,
at least. It paid for the hot dogs.
Yeah, but I actually really want to do that crypto survivor thing. Like I
I did that too. Crypto the game.
Yeah.
He plays every year.
Dude.
Yeah. Evan was in it.
I could get you in.
Oh man, did you enjoy it?
Of course, I enjoyed it. It was an excellent. The president, the lead co-founder, Dylan Abrascato, there are two others too. But Dylan is like got a background in live television. He worked at, the name is escaping me. What is it? Trivia HQ, the live TV pop culture. And so he brings a lot of expertise in like game design. Plus he's a survivor maxi. It was very fun, very challenging. There was a lot of luck and serendipity involved. They got acquired by Uniswap, and I don't know that there's plans to do another season.
Really?
Also because after the acquisition by Uniswap, Dylan got hired at TBPN. He's the president of their organization right now.
That's right.
So it might just be, like crypto dick butts and one parenthesis what you had to be there. You know what I mean?
Man, the lore. Well, we always have the hot dogs, I guess.
We'll always have the hot dogs. Yeah. I would imagine TBPN has his hands pretty full.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, if we can do, I have one more quick question for you guys, just because you guys being Bitwise, you're one of them. I have to know from your perspective, if you were involved or if you just know, what was the internal process like to decide to set the Pudgy Penguins PFP on Twitter?
Oh man, this brings me a lot of joy. There's several of us at Bitwise who were very early in the Pudgy Penguin world, and so we're big Pudgy Penguin fans. I know Hunter, our CEO, and Luca are good friends, and gosh, what was the decision? This actually caught me by surprise. I remember seeing it and be like, guys, what this is awesome. I love it. But no, a lot of us were like early in the Pudgy Penguin world, and fascinated by NFTs. And I think the Penguin community has really embraced Bitwise, and it means a lot to us, and we value that a lot. And I see your penguin behind you there.
I've loved their branding. I have a number of penguins in their TCG cards, and it's
great. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and it's in our NFT index as well. And so, look, we're big fans of crypto culture, I think, is the answer there. And we want to find unique ways to show that. And the Penguin profile pic is one way to do that.
Ryan, If you have any final thoughts, a last ask, a question, suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom for our audience, let us know. We'll definitely be glad to have you back anytime. And also, let the folks know one more time where to find you and Bitwise.
Of course. Well, you can find me on Twitter mainly at RasterlyRock is my handle, shown there on the screen. Great or poor Game of Thrones reference, depending on what you think.
Oh, Casterly Rock.
Yeah.
Come on, Will.
I see what you did. Sorry, I just took that all those 7 seasons of Game of Thrones and threw them in the trash from my brain. You know.
Well, it was before I planned to be like tweeting about crypto when I made this. So there you go. But you can find me on Twitter. All of the research and educational content on our website is available for free for anyone. I would urge people to go there. We have a weekly memo, which is our CIO memo. It's written, by our team, mainly our CIO, Chief Investment Officer, Matt Hogan. It's 5 minutes or less read on what we're seeing happen in the market. Relatively high level, but I think a great way to stay up to date with what's going on. This week, for instance, it's about strategy and its preferred option offerings and stretch and MSTR stock, et cetera. The advice that I would give is mainly just don't discount crypto because it can be complex to understand. It really is breakthrough technology that's here to stay. And we've seen too many people time and time again make the mistake of discounting crypto because of one news article they saw or someone told them it was nonsense. And when I think, it's evidenced by the fact that everyone who finally sees the light on Bitcoin can't unsee it. And I think that's very true for things like stablecoins and platforms like Hyperliquid and so on. And so, we said we hate this term and I'm going to say it, but like do some research, get into the game, learn about it. Ask us questions. You can email us research@bitwiseinvestments.com. We'll answer your questions and hope to hear from some of you.
Ryan, thank you so much. He is your friend and ours, Mr. Ryan Rasmussen.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, guys. Great to see you.
See you again soon. Okay, we're halfway there. We're barely going to make it. It seems like my internet's held together with like duct tape and a dream.
Duct tape and spit. Yeah.
Oh my God. I got the text message after I started getting the outages. I saw the preview. I didn't navigate to it that said Xfinity is actively working and then it cut off. So surely if we get disrupted, like the guys said, we'll have a plan. You can find us on YouTube or catch the recording wherever you are. Whenever you listen, get the links at rumshq.com. And if there's something you want to know about Bitwise, about crypto, about anything else, then leave it in the comments. What about that? What a delightful fellow, huh? Really felt like one of our own.
I mean, the thing is you sometimes we talk to people from these like organizations and like, I'm like, they don't really know what they're talking about. And then sometimes you talk to somebody and you're like, oh my God, I wish I was this smart. The speed at which he just riffs, like he is the head of research at Bitwise. Like you can, I feel like we just scratched the surface of his knowledge. He's super smart, super quick, super fast. I like the guy.
Some people say the fastest.
I know some people saw me run one time and they're like, wow, this guy's fast. Now that Bitwise isn't on, we can make we can make Trump jokes. But
are they Trump fans?
No, I have no idea. But
no, they're just
you don't want to over politic him. Yeah.
No, but it's just like like any organization that has crypto products is having conversations with in Mar-a-Lago. I always forget how to pronounce it and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I liked him. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you were close.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that makes sense. I've heard that before. But yeah, no, I liked him a lot. Good guy. And I'm excited to see what Bitwise does. And I'd be interested to kind of like meet them at a crypto event, meet their team and see kind of like what the rest of them are like. It would be funny if a lot of them are like more suit-esque people. And it's like, wow, Ryan is really a DJ, just to fill in like, to color in the image of people, as he said, people being like, oh, wow, Ryan, you're pretty DJ, aren't you? And he's like, hell yeah, man. But yeah,
Evan telling someone
culture
with his full chest that he's not a degen when I would say that you might be up there as like the most. When I think of degen though,
are you like full porting into a margin position on a meme coin? No. Are you eating over 100 dogs on chain? Yes. That's just a different type of degen. It's same but different.
I think of it as people with like a deep on-chain resume, like people who have done a ton of stuff and like you know, it's rare that you could come up with like something that has been relevant in the last 10 years in this space that like you haven't heard of or that you haven't like semi-tangled with, or like, I hate to break it to you, bub, but you know, anyone who's participated in more than one on-chain hot dog eating contest has to admit that they're a degen.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well, guys, I would just like to point out that it is currently 1-0. The United States is up at halftime
Huzzah.
against Bosnia. Hooray, sports!
all right, America.
Yeah, hopefully we win.
Let us
And then
know who
go to the
everybody's
next
rooting
round.
for. I feel like a lot of the people in our chat are, because we have a global audience, are rooting for somebody, and probably not just the United States. I got to tell you, I don't watch football, but I love the highlights of that guy, Holland. The Norwegian dude. Is he from Norway?
Oh my God, he's amazing.
He is Norwegian.
He's a machine, and the
awesome.
clips go so hard, dude.
He is
crazy.
He's an absolute freak, and I love every single second of video with him in it that's come across my For You page ever since. Absolute
Yes.
monster.
Yeah, so let us know who you're rooting for in the World Cup, or which NFT you hope will come back from the dregs of the bear market. I do think that one thing I want to give them a feather for, I think he might have been saying this, giving that excellent answer about how they qualify assets. I really appreciate when companies can bring such a mix of like professional rigor and legitimacy to something that is sometimes unserious. Like, you know, a JPEG PFP NFT. Like the fact that they have a pudgy penguin, as you said, Will, and the fact that they understand what it means to be on chain for years, but then they also curate educational resources totally free on their website, that they don't assume anybody has prior experience. They put stocks next to crypto. I don't know. I just think it's the kind of maturity we needed 10 years ago.
It seems like they care. Like they genuinely care about helping people. And that is really refreshing.
Yeah.
That's special.
It is special. Yeah. So thank you, Bitwise, for making time to come on the show. Who should we? I don't know. I feel like we're really in vaulted air.
Well, I know exactly who I would love to get back in touch with, because I feel like we kind of started to, and then we tried really hard and we just couldn't line up when we were in whatever city we were recently in, is Paxos, because I don't know if did you guys see the Robinhood USDG stablecoin guaranteed insured yield thing?
I saw the Robinhood
I'm looking
layer
it up.
2 that they launched on Ethereum is what I saw.
Okay, so yeah, there is that. I was really hoping that they would come up with a better name than Robinhood Chain. It's the worst.
That's so stupid.
It's the worst name for a blockchain since.
Gonna rob you chain is what they should have gone with.
Only been called to testify in front of Congress once. Chain. I don't know if that's true.
That's a little lengthy.
I like once token, like just once. The ticker is once. Yeah, okay. Rolling out to eligible U.S. customers, lend
7%.
USDG on chain through a self-custody wallet. That's cool, and earn an estimated 7% APY. And of course, they got to say APY subject to change. But why wouldn't you lead with it? I would.
Yeah.
No, hell yeah. Well, and of course, you know, one thing that I noticed immediately is see the phrasing there of lend USDG on chain. So we're getting around the loophole in Section 404 of the Clarity Act, which Scott Melker seems to think doesn't exist, or he missed that part, or he doesn't know how to read, one of the two. Come on, Scott. Do better. But anyway, that loophole does still need to be looped and hold. And so Robinhood seems to be languaging their way around trying to make that an activity-based reward, not passive. But you know what?
The thing is, so is Kraken.
I'll take it.
So is Kraken. If you go on Kraken's website,
all of them. They all have to.
I mean, they all will. Just be like, hey, press this. It'll say, press this button to lend your stable coins and earn interest. You have to have that lend there, and you just go, oh, I do want to earn interest on this, and then you do it, and it goes for Kraken to Inc. For Robinhood, I'm gonna steal you and take advantage of people's attention, time, and money. Robinhood chain, and there you go, Dude, I still think about that conversation we had at ETH Denver with those two guys.
Those Robinhood
yoo-hoos? Those guys were fucking awful.
Dude, that was so bearish.
Oh my God.
If I think about like they could have been dropped into an SNL sketch where they were trying to make fun of like finance and tech bros, and they wouldn't have had to change a single goddamn thing. It would have played.
Yeah. For context, We saw these guys and they had name tags and they were Robinhood, and we're like, oh, that's interesting.
We're at a Stellar event.
We were at a Stellar event in Denver at the Ethereum Denver conference earlier this year. I walked up to them and said, "Hell, you guys were with Robinhood." Chit chatting a little bit, and then I asked very simple question of like, "Oh, like, well, what are you guys focusing on in crypto?" Something along those lines. Like, what are you excited about? What are you focusing on? What are you here to learn about crypto? And their answer was, "Oh, we don't know anything about crypto." And we went, "You're
All right.
here. What are you doing here?" And it's like, "Oh, well, we're just kind of here. Like, what do you guys focus on?" It's like, "Oh, they did something entirely different, not even crypto related." And they were the two people that Robinhood sent to the Ethereum Denver conference. We were just like, what? And then we had conversations with them, and then the conversation continued to go on about how they were really proud about how they would freeze people's funds if they were making bad decisions, which was taking money off of Robinhood or buying certain assets that Robinhood deemed were not good investments. And they were like, yeah, like they were like really excited about it and talking about how it's such a good thing. And it's like their job to protect people from making their own mistakes. And I was just like, you're like the polar opposite of my ethos. I'm going to go get a drink. And then I left Evan and Alex to continue talking with them. And then I started talking about skiing with somebody. And I was like, this is way better.
That was the Axelar guys.
That was not the same part.
That was a different year. That was a different year. But
this year you went to the craps table.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We just look over and Will is like the mayor of the craps table.
Yeah,
you know, everyone is like,
I was teaching everybody craps.
Oh, it was great. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I still have a Telegram group chat that talks about it every now and again.
Hey,
Of people who are at that table. Oh,
we got to shout out Dovidas in the comments. He is in the backstage with Cvish over on X and says, guys, this will be my second bull run, and this time I will come early because of all of you.
Hell yeah,
hopefully you arrive right on time, and we're glad to be here with you. So thank you. Sonoran says, Robin in the hood.
No, Robin the
Hood.
For real though, like that was I forget what that question was like. What do you do if or how do you manage like people? Oh, that was it. He made a comment about being able to like send in questions and get help or something like that. And when in doubt, they'll just freeze the account because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like,
yeah.
Like
they'll freeze the account.
Having a good laugh about it.
Don't want to deal with it. Yeah. And I was
like, dude, you guys suck.
Wow, you guys really suck.
Dude, I can't believe I just misread that as Robin in the Hood. I know Robin the Hood. I know the meme.
I know. Yeah, you really
fumbled that one.
Speaking of memes, I gotta just shout out a couple more. This is, if you don't know, River, one of our favorite Bitcoin only buying solutions. They make dollar cost averaging easy. They have this meme for people in podcast land. This is our new and improved sell Bitcoin button, and it's an interface where the sell button just moves around the screen so you can't do it. And the first comment is, Michael Saylor needs this.
Michael Saylor does need this. That's beautiful.
I also saw, I don't know, in reaction to, my whole timeline is taken over by the OpenUSD stuff mostly.
Oh, dude, it's annoying how all over the fucking timeline it is. It's like, I get it. However, there's some good memes.
I'm tired of it. Yeah, that's the one part that came out of it that I enjoy is I did want to shout out our friends and colleagues over at the Chopping Block. This is another great primary source of information. The Bitwise, if you're an email person, sign up for the Bitwise once a week. Matt Hogan does a good job. It's helpful. If you're like a podcast person and you're just sick of listening to us, the Chopping Block by the Unchained Podcast Network is one of my favorites. Hasib Qureshi, friend of the show, anchors it. But Tom Schmidt is there, Tarun Chitra. They always have the most timely guests, and they have some of the best memes. Like, I hate being on Twitter, but their memes have made me love it. And I just want to give you guys, this is them saying, Jeremy Allaire, the CEO of Circle, he made a big statement in response to this new stablecoin coming out. And this is his anger translator, basically. This is what he wanted to say.
The guys at Spectrum think I'm
the guys,
dumb
come now.
hick.
Let me give you my unmute.
The voice.
The guys
It did
at
him so
Spectrum
dirty.
think I'm just some dumb hick. They said that to me at a dinner. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this. There's worse shit on the local news. This world's fucking so fucked up. I'm done. Do what you want. Pull the plug. I'll kill you. The guys at
I'll kill you.
So, does anyone know what this is from?
No. I've
Yeah.
never seen-
I
It's from So I think you should leave Tim Robinson's
Yes.
sketch comedy program. It's a
So good.
it's an AI what's his face superimposed
Jeremy
over an exact replica of or an exact like wire model of Tim Robinson in one of those sketches. Excellent.
In the comments, Count of St. Crypto says, Bitwise, guys, really? Tell us more. If you've got a complaint or a criticism, I'm sure they'd love to hear it. And certainly we would too. Ding for Cody, says Jeff Rascal, for watching 17 different chats, being in the backstage with us.
Including his truck screen.
Yes, exactly. He'll have a truck screen. It's awesome.
Have you
The
guys
truck
ever
screen, the
seen
phone screen? Yeah.
Have you ever seen Forest Automotive on TikTok?
No.
Is that the one that does the office style sketches?
No. He's like a car reviewer, and he does like high speed, kind of like rapid fire overviewing all of the different features and stuff. He's
sounds
really
great.
blown up. Anyway, he's like on a kick right now where he's doing a whole bunch of Chinese cars, and the comments are just full of people being angry that these things are like banned in the US, and oh, now I get why they're banned and all that sort of stuff. And he just did this one, I can't remember what the company name was, but you could watch movies on the screen, like inside of the thing, obviously, but you could also swipe it forward and it would start coming out of the projector in the headlights onto like the wall in front of where the car is parked, so you can like create a drive-in. It was wild.
I just want to clarify for Count of St. Crypto that Bitwise is very different than BitMEX. He says anything that has Bit is a copy of BitMEX.
Oh,
I
No.
honestly wouldn't put them even in the same league.
no.
No, they're
Completely
totally different things.
companies. Yeah.
Totally different things. You can check them out. We had a whole show about it that you can go back to, or just remember bitwiseinvestments.com. And then returning to Dovidas, don't know if you did this before. Here's a good plug for something we're doing. But after a year or two, is it possible to do a sort of fan meet? I would fly from Europe 100%. Listen, if you're
Well-
like Dovidas,
Well, guess what? We'll be a little closer to you in November.
you
We'll be
may
in
not have
London.
to fly.
Yeah, you might not have to fly depending on what part of Europe you're in, or maybe if you do, it's a very short
Shorter
flight.
flight or a train.
Tell
Yeah,
them all
or
about
train.
it, fellas. Where are we going to be?
We'll be in London, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's November 11th and 12th for Solana.
It's not November 11th or
It's
12th.
not, but
November
you know.
17th.
Your heart's in the right place there,
November
buddy.
12D7.
15, 16, and 17th, William.
To step down. We're in November. We're going to be at Solana Breakpoint.
Now that Will has
ladies
listed
and
every
gentlemen,
date in November.
in London. Not Zug, London.
Aluminium.
Not Zug.
Aluminium.
You're right. We will never
Yes.
go to Zug.
We'll never go to Zug because they'll never let us back in. Because I'll be like,
Switzerland, I'm so sorry.
you got croissants in Zug? And they'll be like, we can't. We got to get. You all have to leave.
They're going to
You all
pull
need
this
to
recording up at your immigration checkpoint, and then I will
Yeah.
leave you at the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know
They'll
that
be
guy.
like, so, you think we are Zug, hey?
Why are they French?
Why are they French? Why are they
That wasn't French. That was like a, weird, like
That was a crappy
Austro.
French accent.
Evan, for an
German.
actor, you're pretty bad at accents.
Listen, man, everybody knows comedy is about tropes, okay? And if you're going to be in or around London in November, we would love to see you. You can get a discounted ticket to the conference if you want one. We'll surely have the hookup, but you don't need to attend the conference to hang out with us.
No.
We will have some kind of meetup there.
Absolutely.
And the good news is that in the meantime, if you don't want to wait, Dovidas, did you know that we have a totally free to join online community where we get together a lot? Every Thursday after the show, we do the Rise Up Morning Show. Then we go to the after show in the community. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We get on a video call together so we can talk without character limits. And once you get to the community, we've got lots of other great resources to get to know each other better, help you learn more about crypto, navigate this next cycle with confidence. I would direct your attention to the website. It's wherever you are, whenever you listen, the link in the bio. You can get the link to the community right there at the very top of our homepage. You can also go deeper with premium. We have a monthly premium membership that gives you even more access to me, to Alex, to Will. We have office hours every single week where you can come, hang out, ask us your questions, and some of the best people that we know in the community hang out with us there. We would love to see you. You can try it free for 10 days, and then it's just $30 a month until we are going to raise the price a little later this summer. So get in now, and we will grandfather you in and honor that rate forever. I don't know anywhere else you can spend $30 and get hours every week of personal crypto coaching. And honestly, the culture is just great. Or, you could ask Will to do dolphin sounds for you. And, it's your $30. Spend it however you want. But we would love to see you there.
That reminds me, remember what that awful trend that was on TikTok? I feel like this was 2 years ago, where it was like the NPC live trend where everyone was going on live and just pretending to be an NPC, and like people would give certain gifts and they'd say things or like do things on camera, and they would just be on for hours, and some people were raking in serious
So much
money.
money.
Dude,
Yeah,
there's that girl
I hate
who
to
did
say
the
it, Will.
popcorn.
That's still alive. People still do that.
Oh, they do?
Oh,
Wow. Man,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
tough.
unfortunately.
I should start doing that.
Yeah, I think you'd be good at it, actually. Like,
I
what
would
your
hate
character be?
myself. I'd hate myself too much. No, I couldn't possibly. I would just be
absolutely
dressed
not.
as a dolphin and I'd make dolphin noises until like my
You did that.
throat hurt. Well, I didn't do dolphin noises all the time.
Well, wait a second now.
I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, save us from ourselves. If there's a question you have about crypto, about something else, let us know. We are always glad to hear from you. If you want to give somebody points in the comments, we'd be glad to get them. That point founded on the floor is for me. And Will, I haven't written down any points for you, and I'm just going to assume it was because the internet went out. So I'm gonna give you some. I'm so sorry.
Really?
he
Because I
didn't-
heard
he didn't
a
know that.
ding and I was like, that one was definitely for me because I
It
said
probably
something.
was.
So wow, this game sucks.
Who's that for? Who guamped?
I don't know. Who could that have been?
I don't know. I'm leaving it where I found it. What else? What else is?
Sounds like a corruption gwump to me, Will, don't you think?
That certainly
Oh,
sounds
there it is again.
Oh, wow.
What's happening?
I had
Oh my
eggs
God.
today and beans. Okay.
I had eggs and beans today.
I can't help it. I just can't help it.
You know what? Also, Gwump for Uniswap for taking away crypto the game from us.
Honestly, they could be the first two-time loser ever.
Hey, wait, quick,
Well, in that case,
quick
let's
note.
give racism 2 Gwumps just to right that wrong.
Thank you. Yes, Alex. On
we
that
go.
note, what?
On that note, I took financial advice from a Doug post, and I'm going to close this long for 26% right now.
Hell yeah.
Long on Sol.
Duh.
What's the price right now?
77.57.
77.57. You're in trouble, Evan.
I am not in trouble. My liquidation is $86. Okay, and now
Yeah. You want to know what?
How does
my
it feel to
target
be
is?
betting
You wanna-
against?
You want to know what my target is? It's about $83 to $87.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
What
so
what time frame, Will? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the daily.
But I mean, like how, like if,
Oh, it's
because I mean,
hard
I don't.
Yeah,
This
how
is
long
a
you
really,
planning to
this is a
stay in
really
this thing?
tiny trade. Like, should I just keep it open? Financial advise me, William.
Well, here's the thing. Bitcoin printed a fairly negative 4-hour candle, so like Bitcoin might not go up as high as I thought it would, because I'm thinking it goes up to like 63.3, 63.5K, right in that range. And if that's the case, then yeah, Solana will definitely hit my target of like $84 to $87 or so, and Evan gets liquidated. And sorry, Evan.
Serves you right for shorting Solana, you wiener.
dude, it was in the chart. It was in the chart.
I don't know if it was.
It was, and if I had not been so greedy, I hit a perfectly fine target. I
Oh,
think
that's
I was
true.
up.
That's
I
true.
think
You
I was
were up. You were
I
up.
was
you
up
get.
like almost 100%.
Let me
So-
see. Let me see if I can find just some bearishness on the short-term chart.
No,
Yeah,
man,
find
I
him
don't-
some
you know.
copium.
I
Give
don't
him
need it. I need to take my own advice, close the trade, and reevaluate to find conviction, and then only deploy with it and nothing.
I would
else.
say if you give me a call at, let's see, when is this one particular candle close? 6.5 hours from now. If you call me at 3:30 a.m. this morning, I'll let you know if it's going to go down or not.
If you
I
call
won't
me
call
at
him at
3:30.
3:30.
There's
Call
a
me
good
at
chance I
3:30 in
won't
the
answer.
morning. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Sorry,
Okay.
Violet.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my God, look at this chart. What the hell? Why is it doing this? Hang on.
Well, it broke out of a wedge pattern.
Yeah, but what's Bitcoin right now? Solana is
59.7. Solana's just here's one thing I learned, because it liquidated my short against Hyperliquid, and I was like, lesson learned. If you think Bitcoin is, going in a certain direction, and you look at one asset and it's doing the opposite, like in this case, Bitcoin's not really doing a lot. It's kind of sitting around the same price, but Solana has been really doing great. The thought process might be, well, that asset, Solana, will catch up to Bitcoin, and because Bitcoin doesn't have strength, Solana will go down. But you do not bet against the momentum of like one of the leading coins. Like I bet against Hyperliquid, and I was like, well, Bitcoin's going down, so Hyperliquid will go down. That did not happen. And right now, Solana's been the strongest coin over the past like week or so, or like 2 weeks. And it's like, I was just like, all right, not betting against Solana right now, even though I'm, seeing some negative signs for Bitcoin, not betting against it until it proves it to me. Because once you have one of these cryptos start doing hot, a lot of people start paying attention to it, and just the crypto ecosystem starts paying attention to it and putting money into it, and it will buck the trend that you see in Bitcoin. And right now, Solana's on that horse.
Yeah, see, here's so the green line there, I'm zoomed way in, but the green line there is my open or my entry. And I don't know, I probably wouldn't if we,
I think it looks good.
This is 78.8 right here, which was only just a few hours ago. So kind of
making that and more. The way this chart is looking, I think I would expect it to hit that no problem.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
You got it's what's the 50x leverage on this thing?
It's one soul at 50. Yes.
I mean, you're in the short term, you're gonna want to get out of that before you go to bed.
Oh yeah, I would never leave it overnight.
Yeah.
Especially since the last one I got stopped out on because I was greedy and I missed, which I could. It was like back over here a little ways. This is super zoomed in, but I'm just trying to recover from my stop out yesterday because that was bad. But this just looked like a little, because the entrance was not right at the bottom here. It was here-ish pretty recently. So I figured, you know what? While we're sitting
you got
here,
into it at a really good time. Like with my TAIs, you saw a bullish candle come in that wiped away essentially zoom back in. Zoom back in, zoom back in, zoom back in, zoom back in. Closer. All right, you're fine. But at the bottom there, you saw a small hammer candle. It's a hammer candle. I'd call that a doji candle. Okay. A doji candle is when you have it's all wick and there's no body. That's a doji candle. And if the body, which is small, is closer to the top, it's a bullish leaning doji candle.
Hold on, Will. This absolute wiener just rug your sound. Start back over at this little candle.
My sound is back. Okay. Yep. All right.
It's Evan's first day on the show. Give him a break.
I know.
So this little guy right here.
That little guy is a doji candle. It's not a hammer candle, but it's a bullish leaning doji candle. A doji candle is when you're a candle that's all wick and no body for the most part. And there is a body there. It is to the upside. It's not perfectly at the middle. So a bullish leaning doji candle. Quit moving this chart. A bullish leaning doji candle should tell you that you're expecting a reversal. A doji candle is a sign of a reversal. And if it's leaning bullishly, you should actually have a pretty solid rally. The next thing that you would have seen here is you would have seen that thick green candle that wiped away almost
this one
3 red candles. Yeah, that's a bullishly engulfing candle, or it's like just about. And then you saw price kind of chill for a little bit, but between the bullishly leaning doji candle and the bullish engulfing candle, you should be saying in your head, the odds of bullish momentum being stronger right now in the short term are high, and I'm going to bet that this is going to go higher from here. Of which, you saw the next candle closed pretty much right at that red candle, right at the very tippy top of that bullishly engulfing candle. You should go, bullish momentum is strong. Let's keep riding upwards, baby. And that's pretty much exactly where you set your long, and off to the races you went.
Yeah, that was my exact thought process. The doji engulfing bull candle and the little red hammer thingamajigger and the wipeout of that's exactly, nailed it, Will. I'm glid you picked up on my trading smarts. Because I definitely didn't just read a Doug tweet and be like, sounds good, I'm long. Send it.
Sounds good, send.
I'm so glad that's what you got from that explanation, because what I got was candle, long. There you go. So
that's pretty much what I understood out of it, yes, but I am taking notes. I figured, you know what, after all these years of listening to Will talk about this, I was like, what if I paid attention to what Will was saying and applied some of it in the real world? What would happen? And here we are.
You know, I like to imagine that my knowledge is just in the back of your head, and without even knowing that it's there, you look to the chart and you're like, this is great. Between that and Doug's chart, you were like, I can combine this with my own and move forward with a long. It's
time to buy.
Will, in the spirit of you, I think you should know the two things I did today that were finance related were, one, opened this long after all of the TA that you just described. That, again, that's what I was thinking. And I also submitted what I think is a good competitive offer on a first edition Gengar.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, pretty excited about it.
Is this the 5-minute chart? Yeah, this is the 5-minute chart. Oh, Jupiter doesn't say when the candle's going to close. Interesting. How much time?
Oh, yeah, I don't even know.
Candle closes in a minute.
Wait, so you open this on the air?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've done that a couple times on Jupiter.
Hell yeah, brother.
Ryan was talking.
Hell yeah. If this candle closes above $59,853 in 1 minute, the odds of it going up to $60,000 flat are very, very good. At that point,
mean, wait, this is Solana.
Take profits. Oh, I'm looking at Bitcoin. My bad.
Swap it over to the Bitcoin chart just for fun after you get done with this.
Oh wait. This Solana is fucking solid.
Wait, okay, back to Sol.
If it can turn $77.75 into support, it'll go and make a new high.
Dude, I'm telling you. This don't close that position, man. It's going higher. Look at that thing.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it live on my chart. If it closes like this in 10 seconds, you'll have something nice here, I think. Or it goes down.
Yeah.
To
So in the conversation where Ryan's asking if we're degenerates, I'm opening a 50x leverage position in the background.
I hope Matthew titles this episode
you just got a hammer candle printed, baby. That should go a little bit higher.
I hope Matthew titles this something that acknowledges the fact that we hosted a very serious, head of research professional, and that we talked all about our degeneracy on air. From the comments, we have Nafar, friend of the show, good to see you, asking, can you talk about Solana? What specifically about Solana do you want to know, Nafar? This is us watching the Solana 5-minute chart right now. Alex is placing a long bet with...
Already did. This is it right here. Down here,
that's his entry point. And what's your target? Are you targeting the previous high, or you're just going to ride it and see how it develops over the course of the show?
To be honest, it was here the local high at 78.8, but currently it's in profit at 36%. So I'm not upset about it.
He's chilling.
You should set a stop loss at. Oh wait, this is a head and shoulders. Yeah, you might get into a little bit of trouble there. I'd set a stop loss between like $78 to $78.40.
No. While you do that, Nafar followed up and explained they want to know more about Solana innovation, etc. Cast card, Visa, so on and so forth. So let's talk about it while Alex watches his fledgling position.
Well, Alex can watch it. If you guys can answer that, I got eyes on this for Alex.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you, my personal trade monitor, Will Watson. He'll be here all week.
Yeah. I will stop you as soon as I say, no, you might be in trouble.
So there's just tremendously strong network demand for Solana right now. If you are an app targeting consumers, Solana is the place you are building. Whether you are a on-chain collecting experience like we've been talking about here, Collector Crypt, or maybe you want to do something else for an institutional partner, a backer, a payment processor. There are lots of reasons to build on Solana, as evidenced by the people who are building there. dApps on Solana lead all blockchains in Q2 revenue in 2026. I'm sure Alex could get me a fact check, but I saw a headline today that was from the CoinGecko page leading to a site Crypto Briefing, but I triangulated. They generated $250 million in revenue in Q2. Solana dApps, leading all L1 and L2 blockchains for the 9th straight quarter. So, pretty impressive, I would say. What do you got on the llama about it?
Yeah, so just if you literally just look at the homepage for Solana's profile page on the Llama, you can get a whole bunch of revenue numbers.
Oh yeah.
To back this up. So you've got it split into several different categories, kind of like this morning when we were talking about the different ways that you would have to track revenue if you wanted to compare like ICP as someone requested to something like Sol, because they make money in different ways. But the one that Evan is talking about right here is this one, app revenue in 24 hours. And app fees. So fees different than revenue, but the straight revenue generated by apps built on the Solana ecosystem in the last 24 hours, 3.5 million. I would say based on my tracking this pretty much every single day for pretty much years, that's relatively consistent. So they are absolutely crushing just stuff built there. There's people there, they do stuff, they're excited about it. If, like Evan said, if you're launching a thing and you're interested in people using the thing, putting it on Solana is kind of just like putting a rocket strapped to its back right now. In terms of comparatively across every ecosystem you could choose to launch something on.
Yeah, I would have a really hard time if somebody brought me in. This is my trusted friend Evan. He understands crypto, and this is my friend, my cousin Carl. He's building a new crypto company. Evan, what blockchain network should he build on? The conversation is almost certainly going to end in like a handful of places. And if they don't say Ethereum, Solana, or I work for a major corporation and we're building our own blockchain, then mostly I'm going to look at them like, huh? You remember we were talking to somebody at Consensus and oh, no, it was me. I was doing an interview with somebody. I was getting to know him. And he was explaining that they were launching an application on Cosmos. And he said it very seriously. And I told him, concerned about that and curious about it. I said, where did you get that information? He said, oh, well, the developer who's building our project recommended it to me, and I think he's excellent, so I took his word for it. And after that, I took that person a lot less seriously. Fact check yourself, brother. It's just not the same, man. No security there because there's really no market cap. The apps aren't doing revenue. They aren't growing organically. I have a video in the works about following up on the XRP thing. I always want to engage in good faith with people who ask these questions. And I sometimes forget that we've been paying attention to this stuff for a long time. So there's a lot of knowledge that I just kind of have that even take for granted.
Yeah. And I think you kind of have to be careful when you even phrase it that way, though, because that gets used as like a trust me, bro, kind of thing. Like, I've been paying attention to this for a long time, but like, how do I know that you're paying attention to the right stuff or that you even are qualified to pay attention properly? Like you and I both know that as you watch someone who is trying to like convince you, by you, I mean the proverbial viewer, that like, right. I'm worth your time and I am credible. You should pay attention to what I have to say. Usually that involves lying to you about how many hours of research I've done and how long I've been looking at this kind of stuff. So I think it's important to say that like you've been actively using all of these different blockchains.
Alex. Get your finger over it. We're like right there. I mean, you could honestly close it now and you'll be fine. It'll go up a tiny bit higher, but like,
huzzah.
Okay.
Oh, did you close it?
I am setting a stop loss just right underneath where it is right now, so that if it keeps straight, otherwise
okay, perfect. All right.
Otherwise it's going to close.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
Good looking out, Will.
Gosh.
I had so much fun with this. Wait,
Priorities.
It's going up a little bit higher. Come on, baby.
I mean, we're good. If it keeps going, it keeps going. But if it comes back down below 78, it's just going to close.
Well, the thing is that it will. But you can get a little bit more juice out of it.
Oh, I'm gonna get a little more juice out of it.
You guys.
Oh yeah, come on, Solana. Come on.
So
come to daddy.
Your point, Alex, is that
there she goes. There it goes.
Did you close it?
No, it's going.
It's running.
It's running.
Put the screen up or something. I'm over here like everybody with me on TikTok and podcast land is like, what?
Evan's just we don't have Bitwise. Evan's just here in like the trading cuck chair, being like, what's happening? He gets us watching.
All right, wait, here we go. It's coming back. All right, so now you can see. So here's the stop loss. I just put it right here at the bottom, and then it just pushed straight up from there too. So here's the entry. There's the stop loss.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's going back to that
I mean, yeah,
a couple hours ago. I think it's going.
It could. It's in an upwards channel right now. Upwards channels tend to break to the downside, but I would close this, take the win, and then we reevaluate and find another trade in the morning is what I would do. I'd close this right now.
That's such good advice. Honestly, that's such good advice because you're already winning. You're already winning, Alex. But you know what else you could do?
You should really, like, you're right about to hit a line of resistance.
You know what you could
really
do is you could take some profits
Nah,
and let the rest ride, man.
Honestly, if it was like a bigger position than I would have. But no, I do see the line you're talking about right here. Oh, I'm wrong screen. This little pocket and cluster right here.
Oh yeah.
But okay, so
yeah.
So in doing that, I just made point. If you can see it over here, this wallet started with 1 SOL. All right, you can. It's right here. It's really zoomed out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can see it, but nobody can see it.
It's currently 1.6917 SOL. So it started at 1. So we just
1.69 for the memes.
We just made 0.69 SOL for the memes.
Hey,
Huzzah!
It was meant to be.
Excellent.
Hey, if you're having fun with us and you're looking at the 24-hour chart like our friend in the comments here on YouTube, we have no idea what it's going to do in the next 24 hours, but it might be fun to take a look and guess. If it's the kind of thing you like to do, I really do recommend you get in a community of folks, get around other crypto users who are not going to be the cousin Carls. Like Jeff Rascal says, you got to watch out for your cousin Carl who's telling you about Doge, XRP, whatever all the time, who's just got a feeling about it. Trust me, bro, you really need to be in a room of crypto users who have actually been here for a while so that you can spend time listening to their conversations and suss out who's like just maybe a little full of crap, maybe insecure, maybe has it, whatever, If it's a place where it seems like somebody's trying to sell you something, a junkie token, they probably are. And you want to be hanging around with people who really, I would say, work here. Like who don't just sit on social media all day, who know people at this or that company. It's better to be closer to the levers of power. Not that you can't make a difference just sitting in the cheap seats, but you need to be around people who are thinking like that, moving like that, and in touch with good, verifiable, on-chain information. Like the fact that Solana dApps are making that much revenue makes them so much more investable. And just to come back to to finish your point, and then I want to show one data point real quick.
No, I'm piggybacking on what you just said because the follow-up was, sorry, I'm scrolling. I don't know about Sol and Sui with the fastest and cheapest fees, I believe now. So to be very honest, that's not the way that I would look at it. I would take a tool like DeFi Llama, for example, that we were just looking at, and just run a comparison between those two things. And actually, just for you, because you're sitting here and no one else has asked me today, I'm going to do a Llama AI, which is a paid thing. So you can get the benefits for free if you just hang out.
That's where I'm coming to too, is like, the community, the free community is a great place to be doing that, to be getting your group of friends that you are in the same time zone with, that you vibe with, who may look or live a little different than you, but who are in this crypto thing together. Because, Alex and Will and I, we have so much fun when we're just hanging out, talking about this stuff. You too can be part of the nerdiness. Everyone will attest. And I do happen to know that in his office hours in the premium community, Alex has got the Llama AI on call on deck. And this is really very cool. They've trained their own LLM to help you parse through all the good on-chain data, all the different APIs that they gather at DeFi Llama, so that you can see in real time answers to your DeFi questions. They make graphs, they make charts. It's really excellent stuff. And Alex, I know it takes a minute usually to run, while they do it.
Yes, a couple minutes, but we'll just let it sit here.
Let it cook, and actually let me look something up in the background because I wanted to share something with you too. The video I'm cooking right now is a response to my latest XRP video. I have a lot of questions from people who just are out of touch with what the story is, and I'm trying to put myself back in that place when I didn't have access to good on-chain information, when I was still trying to figure out which sources mattered and were worth listening to. And I wanted to show one particular source, the Blockchain Explorer. This is an intimidating resource. There are many of these websites that will show you information that is actually, we say, on-chain, meaning that nobody has tampered with it. Of course, they're often presented on websites that make the information a little more human readable. So it's possible they could be tampered with, but there are so many of them that it's really easy to rule that out. They all say the same thing, just like, TradingView and CoinGecko. They have the same price for Solana. It's probably good. That kind of thing. So I went over to xrpscan.com. This is one of the most well-known XRP blockchain explorers. And they have got some information about the metrics that we look at, like revenue, like usage, to see if the network is growing, if it's dying, that kind of thing. Right at the top on xrpscan.com, if you're in podcast land, follow my voice, they have a tab that says metrics. And boy, these are not very fun to read. They have names like number of payments from one account to another, or average number of transactions per ledger, number of seconds between closed ledgers. Like, there's no explanation for what this stuff means. But what you do is you need to go to a website like this and then pull up your favorite AI companion like GPT, take some screenshots, ask it some questions. What am I looking at? Or better yet, do that, then bring it to the community with what you think you see and check it. Ask somebody who's been here a little longer, am I getting this right? For a growing blockchain like Solana or like XRP, people claim it is growing. They've been tracking the number of active users since 2025 on this particular site, which is interesting to me. But I don't know if you can see this, but man, it's really dwindled over time. You know, it used to be upwards of 200,000, and now we're, come now. Now in the last couple of months, it looks like they're doing 150,000 a day. The number of active accounts as measured by unique senders is down since the last 4 or 5 years. Lots of different metrics that if this blockchain was growing, I would really want to see these things growing. Daily transactions executed has mostly been a totally flat line with a couple of spikes. Compare that to something like Tron on another blockchain explorer. Dude, do you know what the picture looks like for Tron active addresses over time? It is up and to the right. Today, they've got 5.5 million active addresses.
And legend has it that 4.5 million of those are Justin Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can go through these blockchain explorers. This website is cryptoquant.com, which shows you a bunch of different information about a bunch of different tokens. Bitcoin, for comparison, only has about 600,000 active addresses. I wouldn't expect Bitcoin to be as active as something as, say, ETH or Tron, where people are sending payments all the time. ETH sits between like 1.5 and 2.5 million, but even they, have struggled to return to like previous peaks, but they're growing. Not all networks are growing. And if your network is not growing, this website reports that XRP only has 15,000 active accounts, for example. Those are the kind of things that I would say qualify as better information. How much revenue does this company make? How many active users do they have that they're not necessarily paying for? And where are you getting this information? Is it a press release from Ripple? Is it an influencer on Facebook? Or is it a good source of on-chain information? Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
No, you just got to ask, like, okay, is there demand? If yes, what's the nature of it? With XRP, there's a tremendous amount of demand for it. What is the nature of the demand? To hold it and hope. And that's it. And okay, so what's the overwhelming majority of the volume? Selling to people who are interested in holding onto it and hoping. It's a primary revenue stream for Ripple, the company, which makes a tremendous amount of money selling XRP as an asset to different people who want to do business with Ripple as a company and use their software, retail investors who want to keep holding on and hoping, and all that sort of stuff. Like, you just have to kind of pick apart what's moving, where is it moving to, why is it moving there, and who's it moving to, and why do they give a shit? And then you can answer all the questions.
Fun fact, I signed up for the are you okay if we email you button on Jake Clover's website so that I could send him an email, because that seems to be the best way to contact him, in response to the many people who want for us to host him on our show. I know Alex is thrilled about that, but I think that would be a
very good educational opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. I just like the number of things I've seen that can only have one of two explanations. Either he is maliciously lying to people or he's completely delusional. It's one of the two.
Yeah, he might be well-intentioned and underinformed.
Completely delusional.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It looks like your llama is done, yeah?
Yeah. So let's just top down this. So this was a head-to-head of Solana and SWI. By a wide margin in every single dimension that was asked about, which for the record, I just kind of off the top of my head said, interested in both as potential investments. I'd like to know which ecosystem is leading in revenue, on-chain dApps and protocols, volume, stablecoin volume, fees, and all that jazz. SWI is smaller, growing at a lower base. So the comparison is not really super fair. It's more like, potential future competitor versus established leader is how they phrased it here.
Yeah.
Solana TVL down 6.8% over 30 days. This is still some bleeding post drift, which really wasn't that long ago, even though it feels like it was 8 years ago. Although note to self, I guess quick PSA, because they're posting about it now. Drift is relaunching and rebranding as Velocity Dex. And they apparently, it's their first day on the internet. They didn't secure their old handle when they changed the Twitter handle. So now someone else owns Drift Protocol.
Oh, no.
And they're posting nonsense about a fake airdrop. So just don't engage with anything that's labeled as Drift on Twitter. There's the PSA. And if they're also relying on Twitter support, sometime in the next 18 years, maybe they'll get an answer to it, because Twitter support absolutely blows chunks. Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been good yet.
Oh my God,
it's good.
Dude, it's amazingly bad. It's like every day someone asks, it's just the same messages being sent on repeats. Like, hey, is this solved? No, you didn't solve it. Yeah, thanks for asking.
I saw Nikita Beer.
What else do you need?
The chief product officer, Nikita Beer, tweeted about his 1-year anniversary at the company. And I wanted to say, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. We've been in customer support queue almost that long. You know what I mean?
Anyway, continuing on here. So SWI TVL down 15.6% over the last 30 days. So bleeding there, consistent with, the deepening bear. But not quite as aggressive as Solana. Although overall, if we expanded this out to a previous 60-day, I bet you that Solana's bleed would be bigger. I don't know that for sure, but that would be my speculation. So Solana running at about 11.7 times SWI's TVL. TVL is not everything. It's just one metric. Moving on. So chain fees, get out of here. There we go. Here's a great comparison. Solana generated $11.6 million versus SWI's 123,000 in gas fees over the last month, which annualizes out to about 139 million compared to 1.5 million. App fees, which is a cumulative total of all on-chain applications and protocols over 30 days. Solana 175 million and SWI 2.79 million. To be very honest with you, those are better numbers than I was expecting from SWI. So that's not bad, honestly. They're up there. Solana running at 63x, but there's a huge surplus of stuff on Solana compared to what's on SWI. One's been pushing for years. The other one is relatively new. App revenue, Solana 86 million compared to SWI's 864K, which is a 100x gap.
I don't know if that's. I hear you reading that, and I'm looking at that chart. That chart doesn't make it.
This is not the chart. This is a TVL chart. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, highlight those bars again, though.
Yeah. So this is, and I don't know why they're so close.
That's what I mean. The chart is visually it's misleading because the numbers are way off.
This is $1 and this is $10 billion, and Solana's is $5 billion and SWI's is 420 million, and yet they're separated by about 2 millimeters.
Yeah, they look like they're about proximal.
Yeah, they gotta work on that.
Yeah,
so not great there.
That's not ideal.
Here's another interesting one. So this one is a lot better. This is just volume across different dexes and different stable coins. So again, Solana's winning everywhere, but to be very honest with you, some stuff is kind of killing it on SWI. This is interesting. So top protocols by TVL, again, Solana versus SWI, Jupiter winning overall, but very closely followed by Sanctum.
Wow.
Followed by Camino, Radium, Jito. Basically one thing on SWI carrying the pack, and then everything else here is on
What's
Solana.
Securitize? It's I think I would imagine. Oh, okay, yeah, almost $1 billion. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like everything for Sol, and then one big protocol.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair here, we've got one thing. So Sanctum is caring for LS or liquid staking tokens and infrastructure over on SWI. But you have, more than that just in one DEX, almost as much as that in one lending protocol, Radium knocking on $1 billion. And all these are down right now overall, by the way. I mean, Jito at almost 800 million, Pump, etc., yada, yada, whatever. So to be very honest, I mean, the way that I would read this is that I certainly wouldn't write SWI off. That's a relatively commanding presence comparatively when you look at different things. So, I mean, they're maintaining at a time when, like anything that didn't really have any potential staying power would be bleeding, I think, a lot more aggressively than that. And comparing anything to Solana is crazy because nothing is beating it in basically any category.
Yeah.
So.
I continue to ask the question I was asking at Consensus, where we saw their banners around. They spent some money advertising. They did like a one-day mini conference, which is like, is anybody paying serious attention to this? I don't know about you guys. Do you get these bot comments? The only time outside of that I ever see or hear about SUI is when somebody's like, they leave a relevant on my video comment. You know what I'm talking about?
No, they're not. They're not actually relevant though. They're just like so vaguely worded that they kind of apply to everything on accident.
Yeah, but I have some that apply specific. Like I swear to you, I think they're using some kind of AI. If you see a comment on TikTok specifically, that's
I get
like
I get XRP bot.
Oh,
bots.
You do? Yeah, it's like SUI bots. They're like, I'll say something about how stablecoins enable the velocity of money, and they'll be like, velocity is a key factor of moving money on chain, which is why SUI is so great. And I'm like, what? What? Huh? No, it makes me so bearish on them because. But like a lot of blockchain, they're in this weird in-between stage that a lot of nascent chains hit, which is everybody starts off as being like fast, cheap, and funding some projects to build there. Usually it's a DeFi protocol, a couple of DEXs, and then once there's like some liquidity there, you're kind of like starting a fire with a spark. You're working, getting a lot of tinder down. You hope to get a spark, and then you got to like blow on it, cultivate it, hope it lights up, and then you got to bring some big sticks in. Sometimes they don't catch fire. Sometimes you're building the fire in the rain. Sometimes they have all the ingredients and they just don't take off. I still don't see a reason to like put more than, speculative money there.
No, USA just scored.
Is it 2-0?
2-0. Yeah, USA scored like a minute ago. 2-0. USA.
Thank you,
will
MW
advance.
Jones, for reporting in the comments.
By the way, Will. She's turning around.
I know.
Oh, man. Did we time it perfectly?
Pretty
Not
close.
perfect. Pretty damn close. You didn't want to play it any longer.
Yeah, it was just like a few more cents on this wick right here going up. So we closed it like right about at the top of this, and then it went up a little bit more and then turned around.
Yeah, what you're watching Solana on the 5-minute chart right now is this channel, right? So you found a good opportunity to play in the short term because you, Alex, saw the doji candle combined with a bearish.
I did. Thank you.
A bullishly engulfing candle. You're like, oh, I should let this ride, and here you go, and you made your money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What you're looking for now is now that it's cooling off is you're looking for an opportunity to play a short position here, potentially play a long position here. Of course, if it breaks this, then you have a short. If it breaks bullishly up here, I wouldn't believe it because upward channels break bearishly. And I'd be looking to see if it were to come back here. And if it were to do that, then we would short again. So that's how we would be playing this pattern.
Well, just while you got TradingView up, will you click over to ETH and let us see it, and then click over to Bitcoin and let us see it too, just so we can.
I was about to make a mean comment, but yeah, I will.
Make a mean comment. Go for it.
I was
can
going to
take
say,
it.
Evan, chart requests are for winners. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it was good. I'm digging it. It was.
I do not want you to be liquidated. Hang on a second. Why is this color?
Well, it's like $50 that I am entirely expecting to pay tuition in, and
Yeah. Well, let's take. You want to see the 5-minute chart for Ethereum, or you want?
I want to see because.
Give me the 1 second.
Yeah, the 1
Let's
second.
euphoria
I need to
this
feel
bad
something.
boy.
Let's no. Give me
one tap to change everything.
I don't know. Give me enough that I can see the last couple days. I'm trying to predict the next 24 hours.
Oh. Okay. Well. 4 hours.
Yeah, I need a little more time in a trend just to see. Oh man, this is boring as hell.
Well, duh.
It's Ethereum.
Yeah.
Ethereum.
Yeah,
what
it's
did you
depressing.
expect?
Dude, I love
sad.
Ethereum. I love trading Ethereum. I
Me
have to
too.
say it's not like a day trader thing because there's no volatility, practically speaking, next to something like Solana. But I feel like I know it. I feel like watching a soap opera, and it's so easy just to be like, oh, it's below
Yeah.
2,000, better buy some. Oh,
No,
it's above 2,000, I better sell some. And then sometimes
Pretty
it
much,
runs
pretty much.
right up, or whatever. I don't know. I'm bullish long-term ETH. I'm sure they'll figure it out, and if they don't, I'll see it coming from far enough away to get the hell out of there. But
So
Where can I leverage Arrow? Can you do it on Aerodrome?
no, Aerodrome is not a perps dex.
Gross.
probably do it
So
on Hyperliquid.
Ethereum should go a little bit higher. A little Moxie indicator is bearish, but the same with Bitcoin on the daily time frame. But so that means a bull move up would be a little stunted.
Yeah.
But if we try to look for the next 24 hours, it's trying to 3 bearishly engulfing candles. That's 6 minutes to go. That's looking pretty decent. I don't really like that. If it holds this though, it could rip upwards to 1,600. That's 3 black crows right there. That's a lot of bearish momentum, but we're reclaiming the 200-hour exponential moving average. What do we got on the 5 minute? Let me just see.
Wait. Is tonight the full moon?
No. That was Monday
Oh, Monday.
or Sunday. It was Monday or Sunday.
I'm so behind. I think I saw your video today,
So
and that's why I'm
behind.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, what I do.
I don't like trying to predict charts like this in the 24 hours. Like this to
Well,
me is
what
not
would
an
be-
asset I would be trading on a 24-hour time
What
frame.
would be better to see is you'd want to see Ethereum kind of come up and play this line. And if it rejected, you could play a short. And then if it held this line, you could enter into a long. Or if you wanted something that was like even more sure of a thing, if price came up, let's say, and then it failed, and then it came up again, that fail and reclaim is a long all day. And we actually just got an example of that on Solana. My internet.
Oh,
Come
now
on.
it's affecting you.
Oh, it just
It's
loaded.
contagious, man. Sorry.
So this, let me delete this. So you'll see that the price of Solana in this wedge broke out, failed, broke up again, printed 1 candle that closed above it, and when you get that, you send. That's a clear long signal. If you get a double breach, if you will, then it rips.
A double breach.
Double breach.
Let's see Bitcoin before we round out the show. And I will, while you're pulling it up, do this. Kimberly brought a cat into my office. Not only was I dealing with the internet, I had a baby kitten, a literal baby kitten. I had 3 screens, and that was a high point of my stream. Getting to pet a little kitten.
Lovely.
So if you've got a final thought, a last minute question, a suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom, a cat, a cow, before we ride into the sunrise, leave it in the comments. We're going to do points, final thoughts in just a minute, but we'll try to answer if you have one.
Yeah.
What are we looking at on Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin doesn't know what it wants to do. There's bullish and bearish signals here. I'll give you one bullish signal. One bullish signal is the fact that the RSI seems to be trending upwards while price is down or holding. That is something you're going to get a rally. Something to the negative side. Our Moxie indicator is below the 0. This means that any rally you get should be muted and that overall the trend is bearish. Okay. Now, if we take a look at like the 4-hour chart here, the 4-hour chart is showing a lot of confusion, and I'm going to get rid of this.
That's gross.
It is gross. And so what we have here is you had a very, very healthy looking bull candle, followed by a doji. So you're like, okay, things look bullish, and things started going that way, but then they slammed down aggressively. This is a really ugly candle. And so when you have a really bearish candle, but you have a really bullish candle right next to it, it's pretty much a wash. And you have to see how the next couple candles go to see what Bitcoin really wants to do with itself. So we don't really know what's happening here on this time frame. The MACD seems bullish. Short-term momentum looks bullish, but again, the candle's not really saying anything too great. This purple, light pink purple line here is a very important line because and excuse all the lines in my chart, but it is from support points back in 2022 and 2023. And that is the line that we are currently being held below, as you can see. We've had a number of daily candles below it, And each time we've tried to get above it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, we've been shut down at the end of each daily candle. That's not a great sign. So again, we're getting a bunch of mixed readings from Bitcoin right now. And also, one other thing I'll mention that's kind of throwing something else into the murkiness of the short-term outlook for Bitcoin is the monthly chart. Yeah. The monthly candle slammed below the 55-month exponential moving average. And when that happens, you almost always get price to come back up and reconfirm it as resistance. And if it holds, you send. Because of this light purple line being, such an important line on the chart, because the longer it goes back on a monthly time frame, the stronger it is. We might not get that retest back up to the 55-month EMA just yet. This might hold entirely as resistance and then just send us down this month or next. So that is also something that's like, okay, we're looking bearish. So again, we're getting a lot of mixed signals. What would be a clear signal to us would be a couple things. One, let's just say Bitcoin's price came up and then printed one really bearish candle. That would be a sign that this is going down. This blue line I have here on my chart is the 55-month exponential moving average's current position. I just drew it manually here.
Got it.
Also, if we come down and we double breach this white line of support here, which is a line going back to February. 1, 2, we've had a number of tests here, but we've only had one breach of it. If it has a double breach, what's the rule, guys?
Double breach and then we send. Double
breach and then you send. And so those are the things that we're looking for. In this white line, it's slanting slightly to the downside. So if we were to drop like a rock tonight, that'd be 58.9K, let's just say 58.9K. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. However, if Bitcoin can get above 60.7K, then you could see a move up to 63.2K, and that would fulfill our, breaking of a key exponential moving average on the monthly chart to retap it, confirm it as resistance, or try to turn it into support. In this case, we would most likely be expecting it to confirm it as resistance, then continue lower. But we'll see. Because the RSI, that bullish divergence on the RSI, is a significant bullish indicator for sure. But again, we need some sort of confirmation here because things are mixed.
Thank you, Will. The 8-ball, for anybody who wants it, is handing out predictions, and tonight it says, not the right time. But I beg to differ.
It's the perfect time to buy.
Thank you very much.
Can I complain about something?
It's 10 o'clock.
I'm gonna make it my final thought.
Okay. Then let me give you.
Let me figure out a way to get out of this.
How long is this rant gonna be?
Go for
It's
short. For it. Tell me, complain.
Okay, a couple things. One, there is a deep fake video circulating on Twitter that makes it look like Trump signed an executive order today that eliminates capital gains tax on crypto for the rest of the year. It's unbelievably easy to fact check. It's not real. It's being retweeted by everybody. I don't know why. It doesn't even look very convincing. It doesn't even sound like him. It's poorly done. And somehow it's been up for hours and there's no community note on it yet, which is incredible. Killing it, Elon.
Oh my God, anyway, it's clearly fake.
It's so bad.
You got a screen share for me so we can show the people what to look for?
Sorry, I'm reaching. Oh my God, Crypto Rover. Wait, this is from April 2nd.
The original? Jesus, why is it recirculating today?
I don't know. I only see it from April 2nd.
Here, I just saw another one. There was
check yourself, brother.
Several. Anyway, it's like a short video, and the headline is was posted by one of these shitty publications. Yeah, amazing. Anyway, I'll see if I can find it again. The other thing that's killing me right now is that every single year when it gets hot in New York City, whoever the mayor is releases a PSA about conserving energy across the city. And it's always the same. It's always set your ACs to 78 degrees. And right now everyone is calling this like welcome to socialism, proving that they're all idiots and can't read, because every mayor has posted this every summer. Whenever it's gotten hot, it's always 78 degrees. I'm literally begging someone to crack a goddamn book for like once in their life. And by book, I mean literally read anything, just something. please, for the love of all things holy, I can't do it anymore. So I finally just muted the phrase 78 degrees on Twitter forever because I just opened it like I counted 9 tweets in a row from like Nikki Haley and several Congress people and another governor and fucking Dave Portnoy, who's decided he's going to run for mayor of New York against Mamdani next time.
Oh my God, did he really?
He'd lose to that. I'm like, you realize he's very popular right now, right?
The only thing good that came out of that announcement was everyone retweeting the video of Dave trying to run on a football field. And it just being like, have you ever walked before? Because it was just hilarious. It was kind of like watching, what's his face? The guy that did the Saratoga water thing, racing ice show speed and just falling flat on his face. Like that was basically the vibe.
I'm in here with Austin. 78 is diabolical, wild to set it at.
Yeah, I'm not
feeling it for all my New York people.
I'm not saying that I'm like a big, it doesn't matter. The point is that your dumbass bias is showing if you're like complaining about this. It just means you've never looked at any of these PSAs before. It happens every single year. Pick your favorite mayor. He posted it. I promise. And I mean, I guess the difference is that this time there was like an accompanying video of him setting the mayor's house like temperatures to 78 degrees in solidarity. But I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a shit about the AC temperature setting or whatever. The point is that no one can read and it pisses me off. And I'm so sick of it. It's like everything is just getting posted, taking advantage of the fact that nobody has a goddamn attention span. Nobody can read. Nobody fact checks anything. They're just like, oh, hey, look, it's an opportunity for me to be angry and loud about something. I don't care if I'm right because the whole thing's going to have moved on in 48 seconds anyway. Post that shit. Farm the engagement. Get me paid. And then off we go. And it's just like, I'm watching society crumble in real time because everyone is too fucking stupid to read anything and fact check anything before posting it. It's crazy.
I will absolutely die on this hill.
About the views.
Yeah, that was passionate. Tap the screen. Save Alex, send him before a warm fuzzy blanket, call him a snowflake or just something like that. Will, do you want to give a final thought? And then I will give a quick one and we'll tally the points and then we'll go hang out at C-Vish's house because he said it's just 9 o'clock here. Let her rip.
You can also call Alex a soy boy beta cuck.
I will accept all of them. Yep. Send them to me on the back of a $20 bill and shut the hell up.
The United States will play Belgium next.
Huzzah.
Monday,
When?
July 6th
Monday.
at 8 p.m. Belgium is very good. They almost lost to Senegal, though. I was rooting for Senegal.
Senegal is also quite good.
Yeah. But, and then I'm rooting for Morocco over Canada. Maybe we defeat our northern neighbors. Or may they defeat our northern neighbors. Paraguay will play France. God, Paraguay, I hope you pull another upset, but that one's a little tough. Brazil versus Norway. I am rooting for Brazil. I'm rooting for Brazil over that. And then Mexico versus England. Mexico all day, baby.
All day, baby.
Those are my final thoughts. That's what I got.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. And my final thought is to highlight this great comment from Dovidas. I really love getting to hang out with everybody in all the different chats we have. We got the regulars, a lot of the premium folks hang out on YouTube. C-Vish was holding down Twitter tonight, but he was not alone. Dovidas was there. He was the one who said he'd love to meet us someday and would mark the date for Europe, but he also left this kind testimonial to say, watched a lot of crypto creators, but you guys are just different. Don't ever stop what you're doing because there's just no creators like you, from giving good vibes and really caring about your community to actually trying to guide people through this crypto journey. And I just wanted to say, Dovidas, that is a long comment. It took a while. I appreciate you for typing it and for sharing your most precious asset with us, your attention, man. It's a lot of stuff you could have been doing tonight, and it means a lot.
Like watching the World Cup.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
dude, massive props to anybody who watched this instead of the World Cup.
Instead of the World Cup.
You're the real MVP.
Yeah, but also, shout out, we would get it if you had to miss an After Dark episode, Don't forget, they're recorded, people. We want you here live because it's fun to hang out, but catch the recordings, then come back, check out our other shows. We've got another great episode of the Rise Up Morning Show rounding out the week, answering your crypto questions live tomorrow. We've got Trust Issues, we've got Market Watch, and we've got the free community. It's community.rumshq.com. If you want to go further, save time, money, learning with us, you can check out the premium membership like Dovidas, like C-Vish, like Michael, like Solom, like all the friends of the show who gather there. The only thing missing is you. And I do have to say, we gave a lot of love to Jito today, especially. We're giving him more love probably tomorrow and next week as we prep for this workshop, but I need to give a special shout out to Arculus. Alex, show the purple wallet if you got it, man. Because right now on TikTok Shop specifically, they're having a sale. You can get their product for $75 and then use the code ARCURUMS10, spelled just like it sounds, to get another 10% off. That's on the TikTok Shop. They have an official TikTok at This Is Arculus. We love them. We think everybody who has invested seriously in crypto should take the time to understand the opportunities cold storage and self-custody present you. And we think Arculus is simply the best cold storage wallet. We love what they do. And we want you to check them out and then get a purple one.
The purple one is so cool.
Yeah.
It is cool.
Okay, that's it. Giving Arculus a last minute point. If you've got a last minute point, like for Alex's rant or like for the USA soccer team, then let me know. There is still time to get it in if I happen to see it on the screen. And yes, Austin, I will tell you this while people get their points in. We do have a JTX referral code. If you need one, the place to get it is the website, rumshq.com. We've got a recommended tools and deals tab that has all the links.
Don't even have to go that far. I put it right on the front. If you just go to rumshq.com, it's like the first link. First button right on the top says JTX waitlist.
Wow.
I'm giving myself a point for that. That's so awesome.
I did it.
I know.
You wiener.
Listen.
Ganking my point at the last second? That's a low blow.
A ganking reference. Wow. League of Legends here, everybody.
I do appreciate a good gank. Okay, just checking.
You know it's a League of Legends reference, right?
Yeah,
no, I didn't. I just thought it was a colloquialism, ganking.
I was talking.
Evan, League of Legends is a video game.
Evan, I was talking to the winner. Alex, you know that's a...
Yes, of course I do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow, all right. Yes, you may potentially get expedited access if you sign up with us, but I think they're treating it pretty chronologically fairly. I can't guarantee that for you. I just know that we know a guy and we could try to put in a good word. They are going to be rolling it out in phases to people, X amount at a time, to make sure they are able to give everybody good attention and service and stress test the platform appropriately. And they will be rolling it out to you depending on when you signed up. But I think if more people sign up with our link, they'll, we're already partners and friends, so that we can tell them, let Austin in. But also, sign up. Okay, here's the points as they stand. In last place, with 2 gwumps, back again,
that's for the United States soccer team. It's racism.
It's
I had to get that last point in for the USA soccer team.
Okay, all right. One last point for the USA soccer team. Racism with 2 gwumps. So sorry. Play again next time.
It's like,
joining them.
Dinging racism?
No.
No, that was me. It was a joke. Anyway, I'm interrupting you too much.
No. It's okay. Don't ding racism on accident. Also gwumped. Shitty publications, Uniswap, hyperinflation, Xfinity, and that's it. That's all the negative points we've got. Good job, everybody. But still, try to do better next time. Don't bring that negative attitude back. On the board with 1 point, we have got Cvish for being in the backstage chat. Solana for 9 straight quarters of revenue outperformance. We have got DeFi Llama. We have got Arculus. We have got Logadog. We have got Bitwise. We have got Crypto Kitties and using Silk Road for totally normal things as well as the wonders of stablecoins. USA in 3rd place tonight with 3 points. That's killer.
Yeah.
In 2nd place tonight, our guest, friend of the show, Ryan Rasmussen. And that means, guys, I don't know how it happened, but the 3 of us have tied for a 1 point victory, 7 points, 777. Congratulations. I would say I'm honored to share this with you, but I really tried to rig it in my favor, and I'm not sure how that happened. So,
well, maybe if you had maintained a semi-stable internet connection for any lengthy period of this entire stream, you would have been able to rig it more successfully in your favor, but you were so busy rugging the entire goddamn show that you
to be fair,
didn't get to do it. To be fair. To be fair. Somewhere
fair. Tori is rolling over in her bed like, what? And also at the last minute, the chief gift officer, Solom Spartan, says Lord British, a.k.a. DJ Willie Quiggs, for 100 million points. So we'll have to start him off in the positive next time.
You can start Solom off with an extra one for the winning Ultima Online reference, too. Evan, that's also a video game.
I actually didn't play that one.
Shut up. Okay. All right.
Shut up.
Great show, guys. Great show, everybody.
Get us out of here.
Let's do it again tomorrow. Yep. Until then, my friends, thank you for being the very best part of what we do. I thought my internet went out again. I was like, I swear to God. Until next time, everybody stay safe. Be well, my friends. Rise up.